Hello, I'm Luke. Welcome to another episode of the Vision to Victory podcast. I believe there's nothing that will shape the trajectory of your life more than what you believe about who you are, your identity. With that in mind, I want to spend the next few weeks discussing how we can reshape our identity so that we can become everything that we are created to be. So today's title is a question. Do you believe that? Do you really believe that? See, I found that we often say to others and to ourselves what we think we should. We try to pawn it off as belief, when really it's just a cliche we're repeating. For example, you're probably familiar with the phrase, you can do anything you set your mind to. And maybe on the surface, you think you believe that, but do you really? See, I bet I could ask you about some dreams for your life, and you could probably list some things. Maybe you want a thriving marriage or a thriving business. Maybe you'd love to be able to travel more or just have financial freedom. Well, if those are your dreams and you can do anything you set your mind to, then why do they seem like they're a million miles away? And this is why I want to talk about identity. And for our purposes today, we'll define identity as what you believe about yourself. Identity is, more specifically, what you believe about your past, your present, and your future. It's what you believe about what you can and can't do. Identity is what you believe about the painful experiences and moments in your life. It's the story that you tell yourself and maybe others. It's the meaning that you give to those experiences. Now, I've discussed this topic before, and it's always worth revisiting because identity truly sets the tone for every aspect of your life. In the words of AJ Vaden, identity is the foundation on which everything else in your life is built. It is the silent partner in every decision you make, every relationship you have, every goal you set. When I was 19 years old, I had taken a few college courses, but I ended up not finishing and just jumped right into working full time. And though I didn't realize it at the time, that created an insecurity in me. It was something that I would deal with for a long time. And many of my friends and peers were going off to college. And for nearly the entire decade of my 20s, I felt a sense of imposter syndrome. I felt the need to be and appear successful to demonstrate to myself and others that I was enough. I had grown up believing that I was smart and capable. And then now I had this glaring thing in my life that seemed to contradict that belief. It wasn't until my 30s that I became more aware of and honest with myself about this insecurity. And with some encouragement from my wife, I finally decided to do something about it. And I ended up completing my undergraduate degree, my master's degree in business. And now to be clear, this wasn't about school for me. It was about me dealing with the underlying belief and feeling of somehow being less than or not enough. This is the first of many dominoes in my life that reshaped my identity and my beliefs. Completing my education while having a family, working full time, and getting my newly formed company off the ground showed me that I really can do what I set out to. I am enough. I have what it takes. And flipping that switch has so dramatically shifted the trajectory of my life in so many positive ways. That's why I'm so passionate about helping people find freedom from the lies and insecurities that keep them from stepping into who they're really meant to be. So I want to break this down practically, because if you can get a hold of this, it will change your life. Identity is a feedback loop. Beliefs, thoughts, actions, results. You've got beliefs at the top, and your beliefs are simply the filter that you see the world through. Think about it. This is why two people can look at the same exact situation, and one sees an opportunity and the other sees an obstacle. If my underlying belief is that I am smart, capable, someone who can find the opportunity to learn in any situation, then that is the lens through which I will see difficulty. If, however, my belief is life is unfair, and when I run into something difficult or challenging, I think, here we go again, it's just something else. then I'm most likely not going to learn anything except to reinforce my belief that the world is somehow conspiring against me. So back to the identity feedback loop. Take any situation. If I approach it with the belief of, I got this, bring it on, what a great opportunity, then my thoughts will be, what can I learn? How can I get better? How can I make the most of this situation? Then I'll take action to learn, improve, and to capitalize on whatever the situation is. I will inevitably get positive results that reinforce the belief I started with, the belief I got this, what a great opportunity. You see how that works? Belief, thoughts, actions, results, and the cycle continues. We believe we can, so our thoughts are centered around how to make it happen. Our actions are intentional, and we get good results. Of course, the feedback loop is also in play if we start with negative beliefs. We believe that difficulty is something that happens to us and that it's something to be endured and survived. So we have thoughts of just getting through, maybe numbing ourselves. Those actions then lead to more difficulty and being miserable. And the results we get are depression and anxiety and stress. And then that reinforces, again, the negative belief that we started with of life is just something to be endured and it's against us. So we've got that feedback loop of negativity just reinforcing over and over again what we started with to begin with, which was that life is difficult and to be endured. I hope you want better. Life will bring difficulty and pain, but it can also bring passion, purpose, and peace and joy. And that starts by getting clear on who you are and what you believe about yourself. So my assignment for you this week is to identify one area of your life where you want to see change, and then to identify some potential beliefs that may be holding you back. And then next week, we'll jump into how we can rewire those beliefs and get on the positive feedback loop. I hope this is helpful for you. If it was, share it with somebody, like, subscribe. I'll talk to you next week.